will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. They come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Dance! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you viewers for joining us tonight. It's Real Talk here. You know, this is the only show where we challenge the government. This is the only program where the host challenge the citizens of this country to do good. Challenge. Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you viewers for joining us tonight. It's Real Talk here. You know, this is the only show where we challenge the government. This is the only program where the host challenge the citizens of this country to do good. Challenge the police, challenge the prime minister, challenge the president, challenge everybody in the ministry, do better. And when you don't do better, we light you up on national television. So Trinidad and Tobago tonight, we have two interviews with Clung and Fitzgerald Hines. But later on tonight, around 7:30, we would go to that. And I want to show you how insulting these two dodo heads are. And these two dodo heads, what we call minister in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to let you remember, is all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago put them there. I want to let you remember that. I told you all, 2025 is a different year on Real Talk. All I will see a different side of me. You see how this man, the health minister, Terence Singh, last year Terence learned his lesson. Now when Terence keep a briefing, Terence just go straight to the point and he just stay on health. He don't swerve. Terence don't swerve. He stays on his portfolio. You know why? One little accident get him like that. Stupid. But nevertheless, it's 2025. Me and Navin, we lighted more candle this year. We successful. So we lighted more candle. Navin business climbing. You know why I say climbing? Because his online streaming business is doing very good. Very good. Very, very good. So if you have a little funeral, a little party and thing, you can contact me. I will always give you an Navin number. You know why? We lighting candle like the pundit. We lighting candle like the priest. We lighting candle like everybody. Shango, Baptist, all are we lighting candle together. But it's just who God blessing more. It's who God blessing more. So Trinidad and Tobago, tonight, I am proud to introduce to you Real Talk Financing for the month of January. Today is the 7th. For the next 13 days or until January is finished, Real Talk Financing is giving you 5% on fixed deposit. Now, I'm going to tell you this, viewers. I'll tell you this. I told you, God have blessed me so tremendously that I am doing business with outside countries. Real Talk Financing in Guyana, Real Talk Equipment in Guyana, Real Talk Financing, we lending loan in Guyana, we have equipment in Guyana. Also, Real Talk is they're going to have the, that's why we have fixed deposit system here, is the same thing in Guyana. So they are getting the best rates. The best rates, we beat in the bank sector in Guyana. And it's the same thing we are about to do in Trinidad and Tobago. From tomorrow, the 8th of January, 2025, Real Talk is going to be offering the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago for 1 month, 5% on fixed deposit. All you want is something new? Well, you're getting something new. You wanted a gift for the start of the year? Well, you're getting a gift. You're getting a higher interest rate on fixed deposit for the month of January. Now, a lot of people have been asking and calling Saieed, 5%. Do better. Trust me, I'm doing better from tomorrow. So call your friends, call your family, let them know the fixed deposit that you have on other financial institution and you're not getting it high.
5% on our fixed deposit for the month of January for Real Talk Financing. Remember that. Now, they say financial institution is, there's have little rewards and little this and little that. And for the month of January, you all are getting 5% on our fixed deposit. Take advantage of this because presently we have 4% with interest up front. We are beating the market with that. Remember that, viewers. So now you're getting 5% with your interest up front for 1 month. That is the month of January. So viewers, take advantage of it because it may not come around again. So, as we start up our program tonight, remember, this is Real Talk. This is Saieed Ali. We are live on Synergy Network from 7 to 8 p.m. Whatever we run the next day, we go live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We also go live on YouTube, TT Real Talk. To remember that, viewers. Now listen to this. The House of Representatives will sit on January 13th to debate the extension to the SOE, State of Emergency in Trinidad and Tobago. This was outlined in the order paper for the sitting that was released on January 6th. At a previous news conference, Dr. Rowley stated that the government will follow the law as it pertains to the declaration of the SOE. He added that if Parliament is not convened about the merit of the SOE, it will end. So, we're going to hear what they have to say when Parliament meets. Now, viewers, Commissioner of Police, Erla, Haywood Christopher, have stated that the police service is hoping to catch major players in the criminal underworld during the state of emergency. They could have done that all the time. Oh, hey, let me tell you something. You see the tongue that whispered in Erla's mouth? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The police have the authority since Forest days. They know all the gang leaders. They know all the gang members. They know where they're living. What happened to this date? All the intelligence that police officers have, it just back up in a file where rat eating it. Cockroach eating it. They have so much intelligence until like them and all get dotish. I'm telling you. Now, 2025, people can be put on the spot here now. Trust me. All the intelligence that Trinidad and Tobago police service have, are they doing anything with it? Ask yourself that. Are they acting on it? Are they acting on it? Every Attorney General comes into Trinidad and Tobago as the Attorney General. All of them know gang leaders. All of them know gangs. They know how much gang exists. They know how much members it have. They know where they're located. And is anything being done about it? No, nothing is being done about it. All the intelligence, and when they're done Christmas, reach, they go bring out that tree and decorate the tree and put all the intelligence on the tree. All. So, Erla coming to say now, they hope the police service catches more major players in criminal underworld. Let me tell you something. Erla bumping, she gone because she alive. Erla bumping, she gone because she's the commissioner of police. Erla bumping, she gone because she have a mouth to talk. That is coming from Saieed and direct from Saieed on a live program to the commissioner of police. Faris bump his gum. Stuart Young bump his gum. We have Rastaman bumping his gum. We have the present Attorney General bumping his gum also. Now we have Erla now who joined the clip of gum bumpers in this country. Did we get better? No, we got worse. We escalate up the ladder. We didn't go down the ladder and fix it. We escalate up the ladder. But nevertheless, she continued to say, they are experiencing a measure of success in their crackdown on gangsters and other criminals. Ask if police are sweeping up major players or big fish in this exercise or just low-level criminal. Hear what Christopher said. We have a mix. Where is that? You're mixing kalalu? You're making kalalu? We have okra, you have dashing bush, we throw some dal in it. Let me tell you something, eh? You see the Papi show that they show in Trinidad and Tobago right now? It ain't making no sense. Because the police could have gone on a random raid and did this very same thing. The very same thing. So don't come up on no media briefing and say the police officers are making breakthrough. You know how long I hear breakthrough? Since I born, I hear breakthrough. Since Eric William days, we hear breakthrough. Where we reach? Where did we go? 600 plus murder last year, 2024, but we making a breakthrough. I have no idea if it's all a drilling corrugated steel with a 1/8 bit. Yeah. You're taking a 1/8 bit. A 1/8 bit is like a match grain. And imagine you're taking that bit to drill a H-beam. When they go finish? When they go finish? So, although 7 days has already passed since the SOE declared, she said, it was still early. It was still early days, she stated. We are hopeful that we would get all the big fish. State of emergency gone how much time in this country? And how much big fish get caught? Huh? It had $3.4 billion missing and nobody get catch. All I want to catch criminals who have better high-powered gun than TDPS, who have more intellect than TDPS, and them is the people all are going after. Ola come na man. Don't try to impress with words as how Fitzgerald Hines is doing, you know. There are times that words coming out of your mouth makes no sense. You want to know what makes sense? Action. Show Trinidad and Tobago that you're doing it. Show Trinidad and Tobago that we're going to change Trinidad. Don't just sit down and say, well, you know, because of the SOE, you're talking nonsense. When Gary was there was no SOE. Allah come na man, talk na man. Allah come na man. When Gary started to work, there was no SOE. That was a police officer dedicated his life to fix Trinidad and Tobago. We saw that without a SOE. Come Ola, do better than that. Do better than that. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to what Ola had to say.
We have a mix, and don't worry, the state of emergency, day 7 is still early, and we are hopeful that we will get out. We are experiencing a measure of success. However, I would not want to go into much details.
The cop was not in a position at the time to state how many of these 126 people are arrested have been charged and brought before the courts. Now I'll tell you something, eh? You're holding a criminal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he out in the street. We have one man in Trinidad might have 10 cases of stealing a car, 10 cases of rape, 10 cases of trafficking, and he's still outside walking on the streets. 20 years down the road, and the 10 cases still going on. What type of performance that is? What type of performance that is? Now I'll tell you something. After Monday night, today's what day? Tuesday? After Monday night show, that was Monday gone, our first show, a judge called me, he said, Saieed, he said, I can see improvement. He said, I see you come out vicious for them. A judge, you know. A judge. A high-ranking judge in Trinidad and Tobago. He said, I see your motive last night was different. He said, I see where you come out for them in 2025. He said, but the kind of people we have running the country, if I get them in front me, am I getting nothing less than 50? That's what he told me. They will get nothing less than 50 years. All I feel judges don't be frightened. All I feel lawyers don't be frightened. Or trust me, they are. Because I could tell you something. While they're sleeping with their family, bandit could break open inside the house and kill them on the house. In front of everybody. Recently, the Law Association started to spark up. They started to spark up when a prosecutor got killed. Those attorneys forget that they are defending criminals. Oh, we want protection, we want protection. All are seeking bail for criminal. All are defending criminal. But all are calling who to protect all you? Who all are calling TDPS? All are reach out to the DPP? All should be ashamed of all yourself. I started telling all of that on national television. All should be ashamed of all yourself. Oh, as the man gone down, launching at DPP, we need protection. Where want protection from? All they want protection for bailing a criminal out. All they want protection for defending a criminal. That's all they want. All they should look for a new profession. I tell you, they are cutting tree 2025, you know. Imagine the Law Association, the lawyers asking the government now for protection while them defending criminal. Shameless. Do you see that happening in any other country? Only in Trinidad. Only in Trinidad it's happening. Trust me, this year is a different year, you know. It's a different year altogether. But nevertheless, now back to the commissioner. Ask if the police will be providing security for prosecutors after the assassination of Hector. She said yes. The police will be given extra security to prosecutors. She also stated that the process of recruiting officers is rigorous. I'll listen to this.
Yes, we are working on providing additional security to the we know for the past 5 years we have been working on recruiting officers. We must know that we cannot get a process for recruitment over the year, although we were supposed to recruit 1,000 officers in 2024. That was stymied simply because of the processes. We have applicants who would have failed the polygraph, failed the psychometric, and we have to ensure that when we recruit the best.
We went out and did some sensitization. We did a lot of social media presentation as well. And we are in fact seeing an increase in reports being made to us at the unit and as well as in the police stations.
Can you give us some data in terms of how many so far?
Yeah, thus far we have, in the early stages, we only had 29. Now we have 63 reports. And we have approximately a 30 to 40% detection rate as it relates to these offenses.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Ola hopes to catch big fish. Ola, in our SOE, you cannot catch big fish. You can't. They're smarter than all you. Donkey years now, big fish swimming in the sea. You think they have all that to study? You think they have all that to study? No, they don't have all that to study. Because they're lackadaisical in all your work, in all your act, in catching criminal. Imagine lawyers coming out and asking TDPS for police to protect them who getting criminals out of bail. Where are you hearing that again? What part of the world? What part of the world? Let's talk now. Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed. Here is Sawai. Good night to you and your listening members of the public. We have two ministers that come and read our SOE. And here we have the minister Young saying that persons who were threatened, and that is one of the main reasons for the SOE. But did they tell us who was threatened?
Them
None
of
of them come out and tell me who was threatened and by who they was threatened. Nobody had nothing to say where that is concerned. Hear what I saw, Saieed Ali. When I saw those two ministers reading out what they had to read in the SOE, you know what I saw? I saw the two of them face. They look like two infant school children that see a babu man. Why them not telling people who was the people that got threatened and threatened by who? Why them not saying that, Mr. Ali?
They can't
Why
say
them
that
not
because
saying
there's nobody threatened.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, PM to TTPS, without rogue element during SOE. Talk again. More after this.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at RealTalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of RealTalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust RealTalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At RealTalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. RealTalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At RealTalk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Straight into it, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has issued a direct appeal to the hard-working police officers to eliminate rogue elements from their ranks to prevent any undermining of the efforts to reduce crime during the state of emergency and rebuild the public trust. So here they say, Keith Rowley is telling the police officers that. But I want to let you understand something. In the couple of years gone by, how many rogue officers get caught facing the court on suspension with half pay? How much rogue element do we get in this? How much rogue officers getting this type of treatment? They're going home with a salary. And while the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, knows that, did he fix it? Did he fix it? No. It didn't fix it. They left it like that. You swear to protect and serve, and they caught you in a criminal act, and they suspend you and send you home with half pay. You better them stay on the job and get full pay. And next to that clown again. I tell you, come out follow this year, you know. Come out follow this year. This year worse than last year. And trust me, we go get things done. We go get things done. Watch out, you go see. Rowley said, those handful of officers to whom the reference is made, they are just as unwanted in this society as the criminal with the guns. Listen to this.
Today I want to appeal to the decent, law-abiding police officers of all ranks to not tolerate within the ranks of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service officers who are unfit for the job that they hold. The same way you say to the public, if you see something, say something. I would say to the officers themselves today, if you know something, say something. Because those handful of officers to whom the reference is made, they are just as unwanted in this society as the criminal with the gun. Because the effect of such an officer destroying the trust of the population in the police service prevents the public from cooperating in sharing vital information with the police.
That man on television is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley. That man is also the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. And that is the man who said, it was me who went to the president to scrap our merit list to make sure that Gary Griffith ain't back in power. What was Gary doing to Trinidad and Tobago? Let's say something. Call a good night.
Night, Mr. Saieed, great program and the usual man. You hit the nail with a sledge there. Now he using PR on the citizen of this country to make the citizen of this country feel he cannot revoke Ola Christopher, incompetent Ola Christopher appointment. But he went and changed the whole list and she was to the bottom of the list and he manipulated that list and put her to the top, the most incompetent person on that list. And he selected her. So he could have her fired. Anyway, Mr. Saieed, the divine being bless you to do the work you are doing. And I am seeing this year, with the pace you take up this year, the pace you take up with, I am seeing a lot of changes for the better taking place in this country. And to the citizens of this country, I want you all to know this SOE is a smoke screen, it is window dressing, and the PNM political PR and gimmickry to hide their incompetence and inefficiency from the citizens of this country. Let me tell you something. Citizens, remember, last year, one weekend, 18 persons died over a weekend, children, including children. Not an SOE. Not an SOE. You didn't have nothing like this taking place in the country. Here it is. One individual who was shot over the holidays here in the Benson Street area. Oh, SOE, because the gangs are going to fight. Let me tell you something. I talked to people over this weekend, intelligent people as yourself, Mr. Saieed. You know what they said? Boy, this was a good opportunity to box in these gangmen, these criminals, box them in and let them self-destruct. This was used under Mr. Pandey days when he was the Prime Minister. He had some really good men there advising him and so on, and that strategy was used. And they keep them into the area. They come in from in the north. They push them back into the area, and they self-destruct within themselves, citizens of this country. This is what they should have done. So all of this is to protect criminals. Final decision, and it is clear as crystal. It is to protect criminals and not the citizens of this country. Mr. Saieed, great job. You keep up the great work you're doing, man. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, the PNM stressed that the rogue officers, they are eroding the trusted citizens that have in the police. Hey, I'll listen to this. We will talk after.
Because we have 8,000 police officers It is mathematically and logistically impossible for 8,000 officers to close mark 1.3 million people to be there at the time when a criminal challenges you. So to say the police should have done the police, they're not magicians. They work hard, as they should. They would need help in the form of information and cooperation. And if rogue officers destroy that trust as they have been doing, then it makes the work of the police officers harder, and it even puts their lives at risk. So do not tolerate rogue officers in the ranks. You know how to get information to the authorities, and you know the same way you're asking people to say something and do it with security of handing over the information. You should be able to do that within the police service about your colleagues, and help us to clean up the police service so that in situations like these, the public wouldn't have that overriding concern that giving police this power. And not only the police, this state of emergency has added a large number of other state personnel to that fight. The Defense Force personnel are now to act with the powers of police officers.
You're talking about police officers. Let me tell you a little thing about the SOE what taking place and how police officers complaining already. Anti-crime operations were conducted in the Mayaro district on the 6/31st, 2025. In accordance with the state of emergency regulation in effect by officers of the Mayaro CID supervised by Sergeant Mohammed and Corporal Jaikaran, and include PC Sarabjit and PC Filbert together with WPC Ali Ramharak. I hope I pronounced the word good. Now listen to this. 4 persons arrested. A 34-year-old man of Solomon Street, Mayaro, for the offense of possession of ammunition and resisting arrest. He, not being the holder of a firearm, user's license, 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition to be charged by PC Filbert. 52-year-old of Mazzelina Road, Mayaro, on 1 affiliation warrant. A 38-year-old of St. Anne's Village in Mayaro on 7 tax affiliation warrant. 14,400. A 25-year-old of Sham Road, Mayaro on 2 FI warrant for housebreaking and larceny and assault, occasional and actual body harm. That's what they charge him for. Now, Trinidad and Tobago. We're going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, I'm going to tell you how some officers complaining about SOE overwork and who paying extra time after that.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to wrap up this little story that I bring to you all from Mayaro. Now, commuted officers of the TGPS Eastern Division have been detailed to work 24/24 shift and have not received any feedback as to how they will be compensated as it goes by way beyond their 52-hour work week. So to bring out the SOE in Trinidad and Tobago, without any information coming down to police officers as how they will be compensated, the commuted officers and them. They're traveling to work. You're working 24/24. And to this date, 7 days into the COC, nobody in the Ministry of National Security respond back to officers as how they would be paid. Because presently, they are working 52 hours and more. All I remember, I believe, was Fitzgerald Hines said that they're not paying overtime anymore. All I remember that? Thank good now. So officers of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service are being what? Overworked. Long hours. No compensation. No overtime. They have a family to feed just like the Prime Minister. But I want my money when I work. But what lazy man Fitzgerald Hines? When I see him in Parliament, we have petitions to prove. No lawyer can send me no letter outside, or you can say the man sleeping. But we have videos, we have petitions. Are you blind? Or you are like how Trinidad and Tobago crime rate is? Now what's telling all you? You see this program, it's different to the rest, you know. It's totally different for the rest. The rest will come and give you news, slight detail. Anybody asking for action? Anybody begging for a change? Anybody selecting Fitzgerald Hines? Hines, you're not doing your damn work. Is it that you do your work or you go home? Anybody doing that besides Saieed? No. Nobody are doing it. You know why? They're afraid they get muzzled. You feel like afraid they get muzzled? No. I will know who coming to me, and I will deal with them while coming to me. You see, Terence? Got a little example? Now, Rowley said, while he is aware of the risk involved in granting enhanced power to the police officers, he's aware, you know. He's aware. The steps were necessary to combat criminal activity effectively. Why didn't bring on a curfew? You bring on for 15 days, no problem. People are go dead in 15 days. Some of them pass through COVID for 3 years and they're still living. They're still living. But hey, wait, hold on. March your brakes. They announced the SOE. no regulation was in place, criminals stash away their gun, and the next day they bring out regulation. That's what I call a stupid party working for you. Vex? Vex? When the bandit break inside all the house, all I do vex. All I do is want to cuss and rant and rave. Call her good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Sorry to you and all your staff, boy. Happy New Year to everybody. Right?
Same to you, my friend.
Alright, I just want to touch on 3 things before I go real quick, boy. First of all, this whole scene we're talking about there with the Prime Minister talking about if police is not, if there's magicians and all kind of thing. I don't know if I hear any clip correct, eh? If you think there's magicians and thing, right?
Yes.
Listen to what I'm telling you, right? And this is plain talk from the ground, right? Nobody respects the Commissioner of Police because she was appointed and put there under circumstances that nobody agreed with. She's not qualified for the job. She have no experience for the job.
Correct.
First of all. Second of all, right? If the commissioner was given the people that apply for FUL, the FUL that they wanted to protect themselves, their family, and their business, you don't think the crime would have been less?
Very low.
People would have know, they would not know who to go and attack and who to run and who to go by.
Correct.
You tell me if I'm wrong, you know, Saeed. You tell me if I'm wrong. And before the year finished, this whole pension bacchanal with the Attorney General and the Social Development Minister, let me tell you something. They might come clean and tell the population who's the public servant that make that error, you know. We are living at just so because let me tell you something. Them then contribute nothing to old age pension within the last 9 years, you know. And
well
then can't come and want to take away people's pension now, you know.
Yes.
They have no respect for the elderly, boy. That's the problem in this country. Let me tell you, the next thing I want to touch on before I go is this whole appointment with this Minister of Energy to be the Prime Minister. Let me tell you something, right? If the Prime Minister wants to step down and he find that he had enough for the country and everything, partner, dissolve the parliament and call election. You cannot put somebody there to run the country for 6 to 8 months before election. That man could do real damage worse than what Rowley do within 9 years and 6 months if he inexperienced and he in that post in the side. We cannot have that man there. If it is, he's not experienced in doing the work. He don't know the work. And we're not going to get any different governance from he to Rowley because he under Rowley arm for the last 7-8 years.
Correct.
People need to understand what it is going on happen there. So partner, if you want to resign, we have no problem with that. Pack your things and go. But call election and let me get somebody else or let me get a new party or let me get something as a new government or something in power. And to the people that pay all their property tax. And going in 3 months now that the first deadline was due side.
Yes.
Anybody protest or anybody say anything, anybody write a letter to any corporation to get a road fixed, anybody getting water on time, anybody getting the garbage picked up.
Nobody gets nothing.
I have garbage in front for the last 4 or 5 days. People pay their property tax and they're getting nothing in return, but nobody is saying nothing. And that's the problem with the population, my side. They're too coward and they just stay quiet. Anyway, you enjoy your night, side.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, Rowley said while he is aware of the risk involved in granting enhanced power to police officers, this step was necessary to combat criminal activity effectively. I'll listen to this.
My view is that the leadership of the police service should do and must do and continue to do everything possible to minimize and remove those possibilities. Again, if I may make another example to you, very many of us may have a situation where you have to take a medication. And you do so sometimes weighing the risks because many medications have side effects. You don't say, I will not take it in every instance because it has a side effect. You weigh the risk. And if the side effect is so great, you may not want to use it. On the other hand, if your ailment is so great, even though you know the side effects, you would take it and take the chance. That's the same kind of risk. Because if we say that we will not give the police officers, the vast majority of whom are decent law-abiding officers, if we're not going to give them that extra leg up over the criminals because a few of their colleagues might misbehave and might hurt one or two citizens. If that's what we're going to say, I think we would have been giving the criminals the benefit.
Man start to relate a crime as medicine, you know. As medicine, you know. If a bandit break open to your house, take 2 tablets. Yeah, take 2 tablets. It's sad, eh? And that's the man I'll put as Prime Minister. It's sad. How will you feel in PNM people? I want to ask all in general. Because I'm not affiliated with no party, eh? I'm the only man with a stand here, spending my money for the betterment of your community. Your school, your road, the police station, the box drain, highlighting the MP for not doing the work. I'm the only man doing it. So I asking all you tonight now, how all you feeling that while the crime is extensively high in our country, all the Prime Minister tell all you to treat it as a medicine. How are you feeling now? Are you feeling proud? Or you should be happy? Well, good night.
Night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, your life.
Right. Let me tell you something. Firstly, I want to think, I must stand corrected. But police officers are not suspended on half pay. They are suspended on full pay.
Ah, thank you for correcting it.
Right? Secondly, it was the very said Keith Rowley. Remember when Kamala Prasad, the People's Partnership, had proposed the $1 million for police officers
who get killed in the line of duty? Yes.
Duty?
Yes.
The PNM government has scrapped that. Nothing has come out of that. You remember when there was the drug susu, how much millions of dollars that was seized? Right? You remember what the Prime Minister said, Keith Rowley? He said he don't trust the police service, and therefore he is not going to have them investigate that matter, that he is going to Barbados and to England to have them send
yes,
police
correct.
people to represent that. Now, Sai, let me tell you something. And I want people to take this with a pinch of salt. Short Young is a man who has been traveling with Keith Rowley all over the world.
Correct. Well
Especially
said.
on the energy sector, signing up gas deals and contracts with the various big companies. And when the people here are asking them to tell us what it is that they have signed, they refuse to do that.
Correct.
And they say that is what secrecy clause and things like that they can't expose and all kind of dotages. Let me tell you something. This is because they covering up for each other. They have private deals. They make deals. And their money are not deposited in Trinidad. It is deposited outside of Trinidad. And
well said.
This is why you see Keith Rowley so insisting on keeping Stuart Young there, because of the fact that the whole energy sector, 2 of them, is responsible for what it is today.
Correct.
And signing agreements and what have you and what not. Secondly, could you imagine, this is the man that they appoint as the Prime Minister, nominated rather, who's presided over the deaths of the 4 divers at Petrotrin. Up to then, that matter has not been resolved. And thirdly, this is the same man who you put to act as Prime Minister, who used some obscene language against the leader of the opposition in the parliament.
Yes.
Obscene language and vile language as well, talking about Zami and using the F word and whatnot and thing in the parliament. Right. And this is the man that you proposing to put as Prime Minister of this country. Saeed is cover up. 2 of them have their hand in the cookie jar. They have signed contracts with the energy sector, big companies with the energy sector, and they fellas and these 2 fellas, they probably cannot afford to leave, put nobody else there.
Thank you, my friend.
Stuart Young there.
Thank you, my friend. I understand what you're saying. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to play 2 interviews. Stuart Young, not Stuart Young, Imbert and Hines. And I want to hear, listen carefully.
just want to find out who is funding the retreat. Do you know? Is it PNM or is it because I know it's a PNM parliamentary retreat.
Ask somebody else that question.
Pardon?
Somebody else that question.
Somebody like who, Minister?
Seriously, ask somebody else that question.
What are you looking forward to going into the second day of the retreat? Any expectations, any hopes?
Right?
Yes, I was.
I told you would get nothing out of me, except what a beautiful thing. The day I got up early, I walked the golf course.
There was a robbery at the airport. How do you feel about that?
Bye-bye.
Mr. Hines, I just had a quick question with respect to concerns at the DPP's office following the murder of Mr. Hector. There have been concerns by some members, some prosecutors about their safety. Any plans to meet with the judiciary or meet with the DPP, sir? They are concerned about their lives. Yeah.
How all you feel, Trinidad and Tobago? How all you feel that the Minister of National Security had nothing to do? Zip him out. Hey, let me tell you something. His tongue should have stopped moving in his mouth. Trust me. His tongue should have stopped moving in his mouth. All you see the $3.4 billion missing. Did you smile in, but give all you? I love it. All the taxpayers' money gone missing and nobody has said nothing. Kid Rowley talking about police officers. Which one of the TDPS officers is investigating the $3.4 billion that went missing in Trinidad and Tobago? Which one are the officers? Commissioner of Police has assigned nobody, absolutely nobody, to investigate that. Does Colin Members have something to hide? Does the central bank governor have something to hide? I don't know. I'm asking questions. To this date, the check clearance system at central bank has not been checked by the Auditor General of Trinidad and Tobago, who is in charge of holding government office responsible for spending taxpayers' dollars. Who have something to hide now? Is it Colin Members? Is it the central bank governor? Or is it the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, who is the Prime Minister? Why hasn't $3.4 billion been investigated? How come no investigation into that? The lawyers and them begging. Begging for protection. Not one of them. Not one of them came out and said, you know what? $3.4 billion gone missing. We as the lawyers for Trinidad and Tobago, let's do something for Trinidad and Tobago and investigate this $3.4 billion that gone missing. But what they're asking for? They're asking for police protection from the Commissioner of Police while they're pleading for bandits to get bail. They're pleading now for police protection. But nobody from the Law Association would say, you know what? $3.4 billion gone missing. That is taxpayers. Let us contribute to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and see where that money is. Anybody? Anybody? So the Commissioner of Police now has assigned police officers to protect now lawyers. They were the same lawyers who sent in an application for bail for bandits. Let's say something now. We in Trinidad and Tobago, those in authority, feel the people on the ground are duncy head people. But you know what? God gave me the ability and God gave me the resources to come outside here and tell those in authority just how you have education, just so people have education on the ground. Yeah. You also Fitzgerald Hines? Nothing to say. He should get up tomorrow morning with his tongue car moving him out. I side saying so. I'll tell you something. On TV, there are certain words we could use and certain words we cannot use. We have media ethics. You're on television. You have to act properly. You have to dress good. You have to know how you're talking to the people. Real Talk with Saieed, I believe the 19th of March would make us 8 years on the network. 8 years. We have been holding the #1 current affairs program for 7 years. 7 years. I've gotten about 12 or 13 legislation and amendment passed for Trinidad and Tobago right here highlighting issues. Right here. And one thing I can tell you, you see 2025, we carried it at a different level. Different level. Yeah, all I love Imbert smile. That smile is a $3.4 billion smile. All I couldn't be more happy than that man. You also saw Fitzgerald's smile? All I saw his smile? He too stush. He too big. But what Fitzgerald failed to realize, he was appointed there. Because of the PNM, he was appointed there. Other than that, he's a lawyer. We defended criminal too in the law. All of them defending criminal. That is why Fitzgerald really care how the state of Trinidad and Tobago is. Why am I saying, Saieed, how you could say something like that? Hey, if all check back, that's the same man who told all in all face. It is not my job to make all feel safe. He's a lawyer, you know. Now he's the Minister of National Security. He wants to blame police now. It's a have nobody to cut it like Saieed on television, you know. Trust me. You see 25? I'll go see a difference. Every time I say I'm going to do something, you always see it happen. You always see it come to pass. 25, it will be different. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, I will run tomorrow 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be right back here another night for Real Talk with Saieed as we go live from 7 to 8. Good night.